My motorcycle group build project from 2025 is now underway, starting with the frame and front end for this model. Compared to the 1/25th scale I'm used to working in, 1:9 scale is quite interesting, and it's been a lot of fun getting the project to this stage. This is a freelance project based on the idea of making a Hillclimber bike out of a war surplus Harley. To this end, a bunch of parts will be left off, and some brackets, like these ones at the back of the frame, won't be necessary. Matching brackets on the other side of the frame will also be removed, and white dots visible in different locations, or styrene discs, which are glued on to fill in the ejector pin marks. Sink marks are another problem you may encounter when assembling plastic kits. These are often found in thicker parts and tend to be irregular in shape. I find that taking a drill and turning the irregularly shaped sink mark into a clean round hole, then gluing in a piece of styrene rod of appropriate diameter, is an easy way to fill them. The sink mark visible here was filled with 1/16 diameter styrene rod, then filed and sanded smooth. There were two more sink marks in the same area on the opposite side of the frame. These were also drilled out 1/16 diameter and styrene rod glued into them. With the rods trimmed and sanded smooth, this area of the frame looks much better. The kit's attachment points for gas and oil tanks won't be used because I'm substituting a small peanut tank off a Sportster on this model. First step is removing the bolt head detail, followed by drilling out the bracket. This is best done in stages, starting with a smaller drill, in this case a number 67 or 0.32 diameter. Drill partway through from one side, then finish drilling the hole out from the opposite side. This helps prevent any misalignment if the drill doesn't track straight all the way through. Now the hole can be drilled through to the finished diameter. For this model, I use number 55 drill, or 0.52 thousandths of an inch diameter, for this step. Another part on this model with a fairly thick cross section and corresponding sink marks are the fork legs. To fix these, styrene rod was glued into place and excess material removed with a combination of scraping and sanding. Two raised bosses on the spring legs were drilled out in the same manner as the fuel tank brackets, starting from one side, drilling partway through, and then completing the drill hole from the opposite side. This approach is low-tech, but for scale model purposes, it's good enough to give the appearance of a properly machined hole going straight through the part. Much of this project is about removing parts from the stock bike. The front end won't have any front brake, fender, or headlights, so the two round tabs highlighted in silver are removed from this front end piece. Initially, I was going to use the stock kit handlebars and simply remove unneeded items such as the front brake lever. While cleaning up parting lines and trying to maintain the round contour, I decided it might be easier to make new handlebars using brass tube and wire. Handlebars were removed and the mounting points are drilled out. As with other drilled holes in the model, I started off with a small drill, in this case a number 76, 20 thousandths of an inch diameter, then a number 67, 32 thousandths of an inch diameter, and finished with a 1/16 inch diameter drill. This allows me to glue brass wire 1/16 inch diameter into the handlebar mounting bracket. 1/16 brass wire in turn fits nicely inside 3/32 inch diameter brass tubing. A tubing bender set from K&S made it easy to create consistent bends using the kit parts as a guide. 3/32 inch diameter brass tube is an ideal replacement for the kit handlebars. It matches the outside diameter properly. Kit supplied rubber hand grips fit inside the ends of the brass tube, and 1/8 inch aluminum tube in turn fits over top. The aluminum tube sections represent components called spirals, which are part of the throttle and spark control mechanisms. On the real Harleys, these were chrome plated, and the aluminum tube will polish nicely to a chrome-like finish. With frame and front end at this stage, the basic foundation for the motorcycle project is well underway. Thanks for watching this installment. Next time out, we'll take a look at some basic engine work and fuel tank modifications.